Let me bring him on. The man of the hour. Let's see here. Let me see. Get him in here. Get him in. Get him in. There he is.
Here I am.
Fucking Icke.
Hello, Matt. All right?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I've been sitting here for an hour getting worked up, working myself up into a frenzy.
You're not, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little upset.
I'm coming up 73. I don't know what it's like to get worked up anymore.
Oh, that's not true. I saw you at those rallies. Get off your knees,
oh, yeah.
Humanity.
Oh,
that's
dear. Yeah, well, those days were you thought, you know, we've got a real chance here, the people coming together, but unfortunately, in my opinion, so many have regressed back into the left-right puppet show.
Yeah, I got to admit, I'm a little bit susceptible to that myself. That's why I'm getting back to my roots.
All right,
trying to maintain pure skepticism.
Yeah, I think it's a bit disappointing when you know you've kind of reached the point in quite a large number of people that we live in one party states and the rest is just theater, and then you see the regression back into the left right puppet show, and the mathematics are staring us in the face. You can't control 8 billion people with a comparative handful. If the 8 billion or vast tracts of them won't cooperate with you. But if you can get them fighting each other and picking a side when the two sides are the same side, then you can get them to give their power away to you and your people. And for the next 4 or 5 years, they'll do what they always planned to do, while telling you in the election campaign they were going to do something different.
Right. Now, David, I got to tell you, this hour is killing me inside because I feel like I'm going into the library at Alexandria and they're like, right, mate, you go grab one book and read one paragraph. And that's all I get out of David Icke. Because I've been researching. I've known you for years virtually. I was actually in England when you were on Terry Wogan, believe it or not.
Oh, blimey.
Blimey, mate. Yeah.
I don't know that. 1991.
91, that's right.
Blimey.
When you were the whack job on there saying that you were the son of God. And it's I said, well, we're all, like you said, we're all the son of God. And so I'm dying here because I have such a short amount of time. So I'm going to try to say some stuff real quick and then I'll let you go. But
okay.
Because I wanted to talk to you about so many things, but honestly, I think that I really wanted to talk to you about the nature of the universe and all that, because when you talk about that stuff, I so many things like the speed of light that you say is the operating system of the speed of the operating system of reality. I actually came up with that thought myself separately. So when I heard you say it, I was like, oh my God. And there's a few things that you've said throughout time that I'm just like, oh, he's the only other person I've ever like went through that thought and was there. But unfortunately, we only have an hour.
Yeah.
And I really think the AI impending doom is the thing that I have to pay attention to. And I'm actually going to light a candle for humanity right now, because I honestly am holding a vigil for our species, because I really don't think if we don't do something pretty soon, I just don't see how we're going to make it, because the candle almost went out. Did you see that? I had to hold that. And so I have some thoughts on what to do about AI and how to stop it. And I think without talking too much, if I could have you look into what you think is the way we can get out of it. And you were saying, which I totally agree with, that it is not inevitable. It is not inevitable. That is the psyop. Go ahead, David.
Yeah. You know, over the many years now, I've been using a phrase, know the outcome and you'll see the journey. And if you look at what the biggest outcome is planned to be for humanity, you've just hit on it. It's the fusion of artificial intelligence and the human brain body and it's a society completely controlled by AI. I mean, I've lived a long time, and I've seen what it was like before, and I've seen it now. If you're quite young and you've been born into this, this is your normal. It's not my normal. I remember when you used to ring up a company, even a corporation, and you spoke to a human. And then the tapes came in, and now it's just everywhere. And so, okay, so that's the outcome. You want this fusion with AI, but what they were faced with, because the whole thing's a perception game. It's all about controlling perception, because then you control behavior. And so you had the so-called left in politics, the woke left, which is not the left I grew up with. And they pretty much laid down and gone with it. So they can have from your Schwabs and your Gateses and all these other people, the tech networks in Silicon Valley, that it's going to be a great thing because we're going to be like gods when we're connected to AI, etc. But you had this is so important to current events, I would suggest. You had this increasingly large group of people, which in America you could say were the MAGA, basically, plus others. But the same thing is around the world, where you had this increasingly, like I say, vast number of people who don't want that and won't buy the hard sell. If you try to tell them that they'll be gods if they're connected to AI, they'll just laugh at you and say, "I can see what you're doing."
So, right. I mean, honestly, just to interrupt slightly, I've been listening to you for weeks now, prepping for this. Yeah. So I'm familiar with this point, and I agree with it, is that the right wing was going to be, and I personally think it's based on the whole mark of the beast thing. When people on the right, evangelical type people, have an immunity towards microchips in heads. But when Bill Gates was doing it and he had the patent 666, everyone was up in arms. He's Satan. He's the Antichrist. But because of marketing, an amazing marketing campaign of Elon Musk and his so-called philanthropy saving free speech, he has convinced the very element that was going to be questioning it, saying, no, this is the mark of the beast, now begging for it because it's Elon.
Exactly.
I couldn't agree with you more on that.
I was just reading a story just before we started that the Doge operation of Elon Musk, which has been firing all these people in the federal government, often without knowing what they do. I'm all for efficiency and stopping waste, but when you're firing people and you haven't got a clue what they do, that's not waste and efficiency. That's an agenda. And that agenda is to replace human beings, not just in government, but in society in general, with
all bureaucracy will be automated, right? Which sounds good, sounds efficient. Although when AI in the world that they're taking us to, the destination, as you say, when it has the ability to not even physically attack us, it can just shut down your bank accounts. Like, oh, the money that goes to schools, that's off. You're inefficient now. Or the money that's going to these guys for this lake over here that's going to overflow, they need to help the dam, that's off. So they can just literally have control over every aspect of it and take the human element completely out of all control. And Alex Jones, to get into it, he assumes, and I love Alex Jones, he's been so good to me, and I know you guys get into it, but he this Elon worship thing is getting a little much, and it's for some reason, I don't know how he can't see that this is where it's going to go if Elon gets his way. And he can't see that he says, oh, well, if he's destroying my enemy, then of course he's on our side. He's tearing them apart. It's like, if another country came in, let's say you were controlled by the Nazis or whatever, and another country comes in and starts tearing apart your military, you're like, yes, but once they get through them, now they're going to you because you're next on the list. It's like, of course, they're getting rid of your protective layers before they go in for the juggler. It's like, and Elon himself, I don't know if you've seen this clip. I tried to play it earlier, but I've never had technical difficulties until I put your name into my damn live stream. I couldn't get it on YouTube. I couldn't get it on Rumble. I had to try 3 times to get it to come up here on X, and it won't even play the video, which it normally always plays the video live on X. So you got something going on. Anyway, real quick, he can't seem to see that this marketing scheme of Elon Musk he's going for the checkmate move. Elon was actually asked, he's like, what do you think about these lawsuits that people are suing Grok and suing these AIs and stuff? He literally says, well, but by then there'll be AI God, so we'll ask it what to do. Like, and he was saying that with a straight face. And then he said to Jordan Peterson, he said to him, well, we're building AI God in Memphis, and perhaps it will be the new God. So he doesn't care about any of these chess pieces. He's getting to AI God. That's all he cares about. So however he gets there and all the pawns and all the other things he has to lose in the way, it means nothing, right?
Yeah, well, as I was just saying, I saw this story before we started, where Musk is replacing humans already with AI and so-called chat box and stuff, and it's only the absolute beginning. That's why all these firings are happening. And you know, the thing is that if you are going to manipulate people to accept what they would normally oppose, then you have to tell them what they want to hear in very, very strong terms. Because once you're telling people what they want to hear, which is one of the greatest forms of mind control and perception manipulation, they're already on your side. The door's swinging open because you want what they're telling you to be true. And so we've had this incredible reversal now, where those
designer manipulation, you call it, right? Is that what you call it? Designer manipulation?
Yeah, designer manipulation. Yeah, you know, you have a designer manipulation technique, and telling them what they want to hear when you are of the left, and you are apparently the left wing of the one party state. Mm-hmm. You tell your natural constituency what they want to hear, so they'll vote for you, and then you tell the other side what they want to hear, and that's what the whole Trump Musk thing is about. So we have a situation now where if Harris had have won the election, what is now happening, there would have been fury from the MAGA, the right. Instead, there's cheering. And the whole point is to get people to put their guard down so that you can bring in, by another route and other rhetoric, what you always planned. So you've got the hard sell, we will be gods. And for those that won't buy that, you've got the Trump Musk approach, which is first of all giving people. I said before Trump came to power in January, what you're going to see is a blitzkrieg of reasons to think we're winning when he comes in, and that's going to be the smoke screen. Look that way, while the real deal comes in. It took 2 days, if you remember, of the Trump presidency for Larry Ellison and Sam Altman to be wheeled out in the White House with this Stargate. Yeah.
Thank God. I was about to interject and say that because real quick, because again, because like you're saying, the designer manipulation, I mean, obviously I lean towards liking the Doge concept. You know, overall, we all look at the amount of waste and you hear the name of these projects like transgender shrimp on treadmills in South Africa. Like, we don't need to be paying for that. But something that even the strongest hardcore MAGA person, like even people like me and other people, but we were very against, and I've been very against AI. And so in the very first days, while the honeymoon is going and everybody is, because I feel if they had waited until like the honeymoon was kind of wearing off and people were starting to get a little skeptical, and then bring in the big guns of like, oh no, I haven't backed down on mRNA at all. In fact, I'm pumping more money than ever into it. If they had waited, that might have not flowed over, but everyone's just like, yay. And it's like,
if you ask me, MAGA waking up is me flying tomorrow, getting up out of my bed and just fly and see if this world is flat or round or whatever they say it is, whatever shape they say it. That's the chances. These people will never wake up unless they come forth and say, I shouldn't have voted for Trump. And the biggest point, the main point, I shouldn't have voted none at all. That's the point, people. Because if these Republicans come out and say we're not voting for Trump, what they want, another personal to elect. And that's the trick. That's the biggest trick, people. Looking for somebody to elect and select again. That's the crazy part. This cycle, we keep going around, round and round in this monotonous circle, on and on. Months, centuries now. This political game, yes, it's a game, people. It was meant to do what it's doing. So everything we are requesting, stop the war in Gaza, stop that. Stop the immigrants them that way. Stop the little thing there. Whole heap of other stick. Release the Epstein file. They cannot because it's a part of it. So that's the whole game. They're all tainted, corrupted. So no political party is gonna work, and that's the main point. And that's what MAGA won't let go. They still wanna vote, they still wanna elect someone, choose someone. Because they cannot say they're voting for the Democrats. So what they're gonna vote for? Another Republican? Which is the same procedure. Same sellout. Same owned, their own people. All these political figures, they're owned. They're owned by someone. So until we recognize that, these people still be sleeping, people, come 2040. 2040, they're still sleeping, turning around in their beds, snoring, making that turn to when they sleep so sweet, turn and wrap up in the sheet, and it's kind of chilly and wrap up in the sheet, and whoa, perfect condition for sleeping. And that's where they're at right now. Yeah, so it's deep programming, and see, David, I try my best to do it. Respect. Enough other people I do it. Me I do it. Community here, it can see it. We are do it. Try to spread the message as much as possible. Because stage where at people. Look where it take with some of them Eve now. Deflect, and I never find this out, but this video was early on in the year, people. Early on in Trump presidency. So it just show you accurate David is again on point again, people. And it take the worst of the worst crime for some of them. I say, yeah, we are distant from Trump, and no Trump does. PDF file settings, So that alone show you people how far deep these people is. Their mind is in. Cause look how much things Trump do. Look how much other things in the way could have scan him and distance yourself from him. No, you're blind eye, you continue. This is worse, than all heap of nonsense, people. And look what's happening, people. Look what's happening. Crazy and crazy people are people. No better. So I'm gonna leave it here for now, people. Love. See ya.